Hello, my friends. I'm here to do a layout share of some layouts that I did this past weekend when I went to a 4-day crop, Thursday through Sunday. This is a group that I get together with 3 times a year and do scrapbooking, and it is so much fun. And some of these ladies I have been scrapbooking with for about 23 years. And so it was a lot of fun to get together, and thank you to those at the scrapbook group. It become some of my new subscribers. I'm really excited about that. I'm up to 98 subscribers. Wow, I'm amazed that I even have 10 subscribers. But it was pretty exciting for them, talking to them about my YouTube channel and getting together and scrapbooking over the weekend. And so what I'm going to share is some of the layouts I did when I was there. And this time I really wasn't well prepared. As I had said in an earlier video, about 2 weeks ago, we lost my father-in-law. My husband's dad passed away, and so really didn't have time to prepare much for this crop, but I was very glad to go and just have some time to be around friends and heal and do my hobby, the things that make us smile, my happy place. So this first layout, and actually all of these layouts are kind of my own design. I just probably things I have seen and done and kind of my go-to designs. And so this particular one, I fussy cut some of these flowers and put them up on foam and did like a diagonal clusters. This up here is probably, I think it says autumn. This says autumn is calling, changing leaves, falling leaves. The title is autumn. This is Megan in November of 2005. I really love that she's just playing with the leaves and throwing up at the air. This photo might be a little blurry, but I really loved these 2 photos of her. And so I put them on some strips of paper to kind of ground them. The other thing I have here, well, I think this says hello in crisp leaves, and I tucked an acorn here. I tucked a little squirrel here. There's another acorn wood veneer tucked here, and so that's the first layout that I wanted to share with you. It was my fall themed. This particular layout is Halloween, October 31st of 2018, and this is Megan as a mermaid, so hence the mermaid theme. This is Katie and Timothy and Minda. And so I think Timothy was a Tasmanian devil and Minda was a dragon. That's what they told me. And so this one, I just took a paper that had a gradation of color, and then I added a little bit of color with ink all around the edges. I put some paper strips here at the bottom to ground the 2 photos, put black paper, sorry about that, in the back, and then most of the embellishments actually came from swaps. And so there's quite a bit here with swaps. There's tag up here. This shell with the vellum and the coral was from Julie Kreiner. This sparkly mermaid and the seahorse was from Cheryl. And then the other embellishments, there is like a purple wave, there's a shell here, there's a starfish here, and there's a little bit of a like a mermaid looking tail in the background. Those were all made by Maria Diaz in May of 2022. The title of this is Mermaid Dreams. And so I thank, let's see, Maria, Julie, and Cheryl for their embellishments, because that made this page go very quickly. And so I really enjoyed creating that page. The next page is a fall layout, and this is a family Thanksgiving in 2020. And so here it's kind of, I was using up some borders that I had, and I kind of came up with this design, and I was struggling a bit because it seemed really heavy to the left side. And I put a small cluster of leaves here. This embellishment, Grateful, and this title, Happy Thanksgiving. Those are from a swap on Ginger's Corner. Tony Gray made them. I got them in September of 2024. So thank you, Tony, for your lovely embellishments. They really helped me to create this layout rather quickly, and then the border strips, and I did a little bit of lines around this to kind of make it stand out because it's just all printed on there. This is not different strips of paper, and so that helped. And then I have written down below the names of the people, but mainly this is my mom, my sister Brenda, and Brenda's children, Felicia, Michael, Christopher, let's see, Kara is not there, and Eric had passed away before 2020. So, and then we see a group of Brenda's grandchildren, but not all of them. There's Frankie and, let's see, Evelyn and Emily and Timothy and Minda and Megan. There's Brenda. There's Jeffrey and his new baby, Kesslin. So that's my great niece, Kesslin, and my mom and Lucas. But not all the grandchildren from Brenda's family are there because, let's see, Hannah's not there, and Hannah Rose not there, and the Hannah Irwin's not there, and Allie's not there, and I think that's all. But it's when you're videoing, it's really hard to remember every family member. Like I said, I have a very large family. For those that don't know, I am one of 9 children. Okay, and so that is my design, and let's go to the next layout. Oops, sorry, fiddling with it this time. They're kind of stuck together in a stack. Okay, there we go. Okay, this is another fall layout, and I put some foam letters that made the title Play, Learn, and Grow. Rounded my photo with some horizontal strips. I got some vertical scraps of paper, and because this is a fall looking layout with all photo with all the leaves, this is Lucas in kindergarten in 2012 and 2013. I've done a lot of Lucas photos earlier this year, and I just put some apple stickers here. I put an apple embellishment here up in the right corner, so then I put a little apple brad down here. And so that probably, I think, is the end of my fall layouts, and I switched to Christmas photos. And most of these are professional photos, and so there's different people, and all of these are basically my design. And so I had a large 8.5 by 11 photo, and I put paper behind it, and a cluster here and here that were vertical, and these were just stickers and embellishment from the paper line. And so this is Lucas as a baby, and I really enjoyed making that layout. It's such a sweet little boy. And oh, I absolutely love how this one came out. And this looks like Cartabella. Let's see. Is it? Yep, it's Cartabella paper. And I could tell by the feel of it. And so I did it very similar to the other page, except there's more scraps in the background. And the paper is all shifted to the left side. It's on a wood grain paper. And this is Lucas. And why did I put 2 years? I think he's 1 year old. I have to go fix that and fix that journaling. Okay, because this is 2007, and I believe he's 1, but I might be wrong. I have to go check on that. Okay, so here is another 8.5 by 10 Christmas photo, a professional photo, and this is 2008, Kara and Jeffrey. So my niece Kara and her son Jeffrey. And the earlier group photo, you saw him with his baby. So this is just photos over the years. I'm trying to get them done and get them into their album. So this one I just did vertical clusters, but you can see they're on the on the opposite angle of some of the other ones that I did. And I did 6x6 blocks of photo paper in the background. There's one block, 6x6 block, a second, there's a third, and there's a fourth. And so that's how I did that particular one. The next layout, maybe I should cover that face up, is, let's see, this is Jeffrey, this is Hannah Rowe, and this is Kayla, their older sister. And this is in 2003. And the professional photo, it's a 5x7. This title is Merry Ones. It says Peace on Earth, Happy Holidays. May your days be merry and bright. This says North Pole. Here's a tag and paper strip, a scrap, and there's a scrap, and put this truck up on foam. And this one, and you can see I have a couple strips here to ground it. So I have vertical strips and horizontal strips. And originally I think I had the truck right here, and it was just so heavy to this left side. And you know, when you're doing layout after layout after layout at a crop, sometimes your brain just gets a little tired, and I could not figure out how to balance the layout. And my friend said, well, why don't you move the truck over there, Colleen? And yes, of course, that makes perfect sense. And so once I did that, I was very happy with this layout, and I really liked and enjoyed this layout. And let's see, I'm gonna hide a face before we show you this next one. And this one is also my design, and it's the same day as the other one, but it's individual shots of Jeffrey, Kayla, and Hannah. So this is Jeffrey, 6 years old. Hannah is Jeffrey's 4 years old. Kayla is 6, and Hannah is 6 months. And it says Santa's Jolly Team. And I just did like a diagonal cluster. Well, actually a triangle here, here, and here on a wood grain background. And this wood grain paper was actually from Stateside, and it has a big, big map here in the back that you cannot see at all of the particular state. But when I bought it so that I could use it as a wood grain border. And they were very cheap when I purchased them. So I was very excited to have wood grain that easily. And this is the last layout that I did. Another professional photo, a 5x7, and this is Shrek in front of like a snow lodge, and he's got a Santa hat on. So I wanted it to be a kind of a snow scene, and you can see I cut out this paper and put it up on foam, and then put layers of white paper behind it to represent snow. I've got little snowmen there. These stickers are very old, from my Creative Memories line, as is this paper. And this snowy tree, this tree right here, was made by Connie W. in a swap from Ginger's Corners in 2023. This title, Fa La La, was made by my good friend Ronnie Sue. She sent me one year, several years ago, an advent calendar type gift. And so every day she had a nice little envelope, and she had stuff that she had made or that she had purchased for me or had in her stash that she shared with me. And it was so fun opening up one every single day, a nice crafty swap. So Ronnie Sue made the Fa La La. And when I wanted a title for this, I couldn't think of one, so I went to Chat GPT. I learned about that from Chaos in Tennessee, her channel. And if you haven't gone to her YouTube channel, you should. She's very, very creative, but she had used it to help her with journaling. And so I checked it out, and I fell in love with it for titles, because you don't have to search as much. You just tell Chat GPT what you want, and in a few seconds, up comes lots of titles. So I added an extra la to this title, and the title of this is Fa La La, Get Out of My Swamp. And I've seen parts of the Shrek movies. I don't think I've ever watched the entire ones, but what I remember the most is him always saying, get out of my swamp. Yes, and so you can see that I put some snowflakes here and kind of scattered them around. Most of them are up on puffy foam. And this is Jeffrey, age 6, Christmas of 2005. And I think there's several pictures that I will be scrapbooking eventually of that particular year, you know, just different backgrounds. And so I wanted to highlight this Shrek one. And so those are the layouts that I completed in the recent scrapbook crop that I went to. And thank you for all my new subscribers. Thank you for the ones that have been here since I started my channel and who have encouraged me to do a channel and always encourage me, like Mel and Ronnie Sue and Moira. They are the first ones that really encouraged me to do a YouTube channel, and I appreciate them. And if I'm forgetting someone, I apologize. But thank you to all my new subscribers and my old subscribers, and thank you for those of you who have watched all of this long talking layout share. But I really had a good time with scrapbooking with my friends, and so I hope you liked this video, which is large size photos, professional photos that I wanted to get done and get into their various photo albums, because today we saw Jeffrey and we saw Megan and we saw Lucas. And so thank you, my friends, and I hope you have some scrappy time. We'll talk again soon. Bye.